flying through the night, NASCAR dreams within our sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight, peacemakers gaming light so bright. Revving it up, feel the pace, speed hounds in the race. Feel the thrill, feel the chase, victory is our holy place. Throttle down, no time to waste, in this high-octane haste. Every corner, every taste, leads us closer to first place. Under lights, the engines scream, this is more than just a dream. Through the asphalt like a beam, racers' hearts with fervor gleam. In this game we find our might, push the pedal like the night. With each lap our spirits flight, racing on with all our might. Trucks flying through the night, NASCAR dreams within our sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight, peacemakers gaming life so bright. Revving it up, feel the pace, speed hounds in the race. Feel the thrill, feel the chase, victory is our holy place. Thrill the place, thrill the place. Throttle down, no time to waste, in this high-octane haste. Feel the thrill, feel the chase, victory is our holy place. Throttle down, no time to waste, in this high-octane haste. Every corner, every taste, leads us closer to first place. Throttle down, no time to waste, in this high-octane haste. In this high-octane haste, every corner, every taste.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll. Here for a little bit of truck action. The HCK Eagles out there on the racetrack. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. Woo! Give it up for our HCK Beagles song right there as we will get ready to rock and roll. Drivers out there on the speedway getting ready to go to battle with the HCK Beagles Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series gets underway here in this one. These drivers ready to rock and roll here this evening. Welcome in as we get them all locked up and ready to roll here out there on the speedway. Qualifying underway. We've already seen a few drivers run into issues with their qualifying lap times. What you want to do right now is just make sure you get that good, clean, and clear lap out there on the speedway. You don't want to make any mistakes out there. You want to keep yourself on the speedway because one time going off the racetrack could nullify your qualifying time, and I think that's happened to quite a few of our competitors. They will start deeper in the field for our 57 lap A main feature event. Frets for Pets coming in with that share on the stream, coming in, says let's go Frets for Pets coming in, showing the love here in this one. Alex coming in as well with that heart reaction. How are you, Alex? Alex coming in showing the big love here this evening as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here from the beautiful Mid-Ohio Speedway course, something like that. The Mid-Ohio racetrack is the Juke Joint. The Juke Joint coming in as well with the heart reaction here on the broadcast. How are you? The Juke Joint coming in, showing the love here this evening is Edward Kosher Burger. Hopefully I'm saying that right. As just call me K Burger if you don't think you can name it right. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm assuming it's Kosher's Burger. Kosher's Burger. I don't know if the S is silent or not, but Kosher's Burger. Edward Kosher Burger. Something like that. Something like that. We'll call you K-Burger. Edward K-Burger out there on the speedway. That's going to definitely be a tricky one to pronounce throughout the evening as we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to rock and roll behind the Porsche iRacing safety car. Starting on the pole in the number 18 machine, that is Jacob Grube. Starting in position number 2 to his outside, that is the 29 right, the Anything EC machine of Sean Jessic. Starting in position number 3 in the 45, that is Chris Gilbert. To his outside, the 75 right, is Robert Blair. Starting in position number 5, that's Jason LePan, and to his outside is the 19 of Edward Kosherberger, as he will start there in the 6th position. Starting in position number 7 in the 33 ride, that is the beautiful looking machine of Nathan Nixon. He'll have the Napa Auto Parts ride of Nick Gardner to his outside. Jeremy Lucy will start in the 9th position with Michael Madden rolling out our top 10 here on the Speedway. Then we see that 31 ride, a new Friends for Pets machine here for Mr. That is Robert McDonald, ladies and gentlemen. The Friends for Pets 2024 brand new paint scheme, beautiful looking ride out there on the Speedway. We'll have to wait and see if Robert can kind of finish off a good solid run here, see if he can put himself up towards the front of the field. Starting in position number 12 on the Speedway in the Boston Web Marketing number 7 truck, that is Brett Sommers. Starting in position number 13 on the Speedway is the 87 of Jonathan Herbert to his outside in the 2 ride, that's Daniel Dow. Starting in position number 15 in the number 28, it's Dennis Steele to his outside, it's Derek Rowdy Puckett there in the 16th spot. Kyle Van Tassel, Andrew Hainsley, Gregory Turner in the 26. Anil Lapidus going to bring up the rear of the field. 20 drivers ready to rock and roll here for the HCK Beagles Truck Series. Alex says, let's go McDonald. Cheered on Robert McDonald. He's cheering. Everyone's cheered on Trench here this evening. Is Trench going to be starting here in that 11th spot on the Speedway? Going to be looking for a good run. We'll see if he can work himself up and inside the top 5 here on the Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we get ready to rock and roll. As Lisa Norman coming in says, burn it Rob, hashtag Juke Joint coming in, showing the big love for the Juke Joint crew and Mr. McDonald out there on the Speedway. As we'll get ready to rock and roll, we already see a few drivers running into issues getting off of the racetrack here. As Mr. Frank Ranger says, what's up, Mr. Race Laugh Out Loud? Frank, brother, my boy, that's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. Whenever you miss a race, it's a tough one. But listen, if you were to miss a race, honestly, sometimes to miss a road course, if they're not your thing, it's not the worst thing in the world. As these trucks at a road course, especially not a NASCAR sanctioned road course, makes it very, very tough. Is my boy Neil Lapidus coming in, showing the love. This is going to be a rough one for me tonight. Starting from the pits, can't get fast enough on this course. Brother, I feel you. I feel you. And my boy Neil coming in as well with the 50 biddies as well, setting it off. Neil coming in, showing the big love as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. We're going to go green flag racing here as Jacob Grube out in front, but Sean Jessic right there ready to pounce as these drivers roll down into corner number 2 here on the Speedway. See that 45 ride, Chris Gilbert right there ready to make some moves here himself, but out in front it is that Michaels Warrior Project number 18 of Jacob Grube, who's at the front of the field and looking to try to run away with this one. I do believe no full course caution flags, or if we need to, we will have one, but more than likely no full course caution. So that means that when things happen out here on the Speedway, you got to kind of rebound quickly and get back onto the racetrack. If you get damaged, if you go down pit side for too long here, you can lose a quick amount of time in a quick hurry on the Speedways. They head down through the S's here at the Speedway, down through the S's at Mid-Ohio, and Jacob Grube going to hit it perfectly as he'll head into Thunder Valley here at Mid-Ohio. Sean Jessic right there in tow, Chris Gilbert back there in 3rd, Robert Blair there in 4th, and early on up a couple spots we see that number 33 ride, the Sparkle and Shine Vestas number 33 ride of Nathan Nixon there in that 5th position. Jason LePan back there in the 6th spot with Nick Gardner there in 7th in the Napa Auto Parts number 16. Michael Madden in the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC 15 ride will roll there in the 8th position. Then we see that 19 ride of Edward Kosherberger, as Kosherberger rolling back there, as we do believe it's Kosherberger. I'm probably getting it wrong. I don't want to say too much. He told me to say K-Burger if I couldn't get it right. I don't know if I'm getting it right or not for Edward, so we'll go by Edward K-Burger here for the 19 ride. As he's going to get past Robert McDonald, the Friends for Pets 2024 paint scheme on that 31 ride, up a couple spots early in this race. Is the juke joint ride up into position number 9, so inside the top 10 now for that Friends for Pets number 31. Edward K-Burger going to slide back to 4th here as Jeremy Lucy back there in 11th. Brett Summers there in position number 12 as Derek Rowdy Puckett up 5 spots early in this race. Finds himself there in 13th. Then we see Dennis Steele, Kyle Van Tassel, Jonathan Herbert, Daniel Dow, and Gregory Turner bringing up the rear of active drivers on the racetrack as Andrew Hainsley already taking his ride down pit side. And we see Neil Lapidus in the OSOC Outdoors.com 26 ride jumping out onto the speedway. It's good to see Neil jumping out there as already a few drivers running into issues here in this one. We saw a few drivers make some pretty good contact right out of the get-go. We'll take a look here at the 24 ride as the I Want to Go Fast Hainsley Motorsports 24 just going to get up a little bit too high right here off the racetrack. Gets up and into the slick stuff, then going to go around, nosed into the inside fence right there through the S's, and unfortunately that's concrete barrier right there. Quite a bit of damage here for him. He's trying to get it backed up, trying to get it pointed back in the right direction. He's going to end up finding some more issues as well. We'll see if we can take another look at it as we'll see Daniel Dow now in the 2 ride. He's going to go down and off the racetrack here as well as he gets in there a little bit too hot, goes up and into the grass here. You're going to have to keep your foot out of the throttle through that grass. It can be very, very slick and can spin you around in a quick hurry. Gregory Turner running into some issues here as well. The HCK Beagles ride as there you go. Up and into that grass. The truck just rocket ships into the sand down here. Luckily enough, no contact with the safer barrier there in, I don't know what corner that was, but he's going to rejoin the field here, and he's actually going to take that ride down pit side at that moment as more drivers running into issues. This is going to be the theme of the evening, is playing catch up and seeing what happens here to all these drivers and what's going wrong on their evenings. The 8 ride getting a little loose there through the grass, and he's able to keep on rocking and rolling. We did see a tough break here. Robert McDonald, he's going to end up in a crash here himself as the 31 ride, the Friends for Pets machine, trying to keep himself pointing the right direction. Looks like he's just going to get a little loose right here. He's going to go around. See that number 19 and the 75 or 76 having to go around him. Luckily enough, no contact, no major damage here for the Chevrolet of Robert McDonald. They will keep on rolling out there on the speedway. Only gave up a couple spots there on the racetrack. We see Gregory Turner again off the speedway here as well. This is going to be a theme of the night, and virtually right in the exact same spot we saw him go off the speedway before. So right now that is the danger spot for Mr. Turner out there on the racetrack as he rejoins the field. We'll see him go around here again. Let's take another look at it, and another time just gets in there a little too hot, overshoots the corner, goes up and through the grass. Luckily enough, no contact. They will keep that car keep on rocking and rolling out there on the speedways. Out in front, Jacob Grube. He leads the way here. Starting to open up a little bit of a lead between himself and our 3rd place driver, but right there behind him, that is Sean Jessic. Jessic has not left his back bumper as Jessic right there in position number 2. Chris Gilbert a little farther back there in 3rd with Robert Blair back there in position number 4 on the speedway. As, man, these guys are putting on a heck of a show for us, a heck of a race out there on the speedway as these guys keep on rocking and rolling. The juke joint showing the big love here in this one. Frank says, I agree 100%. Yeah, if you're going to miss one, this is the one to miss. That is for certain. As Dimitri, what's good, Dimitri? Dimitri coming in as well, says, let's go, Trench. Nice save, Trench, right there on the racetrack. That was a great save by that 31 ride as the juke joint says he's moving on up. He is moving on up. Slowly but surely he's getting there as Frank Ranger with the like on the stream. Dimitri Curtis coming in with that heart rate action as well over there on the Facebook channel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button, as definitely a little bit, I think, out of comfort zone for a lot of these drivers. Definitely a little bit more out of the comfort zone for myself. We don't do very many road course races, but we have fun when we do them. It's definitely a lot stranger than what we see with oval track racing or anything else. It kind of gives a whole different vibe, a whole different feel to it. So it's very interesting to see all these drivers and how they can comprehend and roll around the speedway, find speed, find different lines, try to move themselves up and through the field and towards the front here. And right now, Jacob Grew put on a great show for us at the front of the field as him and that 29 of Sean Jensick lead the way here this evening. Chris Gilbert back there in third with Robert Blair and Nathan Nixon, our top 5 here on the speedway. Is Andrew Hainsley, my boy Andrew, coming in, showing the love, says, I was going to skip tonight, but then I figured running a lap and taking last place points is better than no points at all. Listen, brother, you can't argue with that one. Can't argue with that one. You gotta get those points. Every single point could be the difference maker between making it into the playoffs or not making it into the playoffs. So you gotta go for that one. As Friends for Pets over there on YouTube is welcoming in, showing the love, says, nice ride you got, Robert McDonald. Yeah, he's got a very beautiful looking paint scheme, man. This thing is very, very fresh. This is a beautiful looking ride. October 18th to 20th. So October 18th, 19th, and 20th is the Friends for Pets Jamboree, I want to say. Jamboree, or what would you guys call it? Would it be a jamboree, charity? What would you guys classify the Friends for Pets? Is it concert, I suppose? Concert, something like that. Oh gosh, we're talking too much about it. We see Trench go off the speedway. Great save though, able to keep himself rolling here. Gets that truck pointed back in the right direction. No harm, no foul. Keeps on rocking and rolling out there on the speedway in the 11th position as we see a lead change down across the line. Sean Jensick able to jump up into the top spot, so move the 29 to the point as Jacob Grube slides back to position number 2 here on the speedway. Chris Gilbert there in third, and a little farther back we see that 75 rider Robert Blair. Blair in the Ridge Powersports KR Gunners number 75 ride here in that 4th position. A lineup of drivers down into quarter number 2 here. See Nathan Nixon, Jason LePan, Nick Gardner, Michael Madden, and Edward K-Berger there in position number 9. Jeremy Lucy there in position number 10 on the speedway is Robert McDonald on the outside of the top 10 looking in, and we see Brent Summers, Daniel Dow, Dennis Steele, Kyle Van Tassel, Jonathan Herbert, Derek Rowdy Puckett, Neil Lapidus, Gregory Turner, and Andrew Hainsley bringing up the rear of the field here in this one. As out in front is Sean Jensick, who leads the way here at the beautiful Mid-Ohio course here this evening as a charity music festival. Okay, I like that. I like that. Charity music festival. Yeah, definitely gonna be a good time. I wish I was closer. I wish I was, right around the corner, or else I would definitely be there. Fortunately for me, I gotta go across the border, the whole 9 yards. Being from Canada sometimes, it kind of sucks, I wish we had, kind of open borders between us and the U.S., but I mean, that whole situation. But man, it would be fun to be able to just be nice to be able to just hop right on over there. No worries, no nothing. Just jump over there, go watch some music for a good cause and support a wonderful charity like the Friends for Pets here in just a few more weeks. 5 days after my birthday, things get started on October 18th. So will be almost a birthday party right there for me as Johnny Nolan, my boy Johnny, coming in with the like on the stream as well. How are you, Mr. Nolan? Johnny coming in, showing the big love in this one as Friends for Pets' concert for the animals at the Juke Joint in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Ocean Springs, Mississippi. That sounds so nice. That sounds like such a nice, beautiful spot to just kind of sit back, relax, enjoy some music, kick your feet up, and just kind of, support such a good cause at the exact same time as enjoying an afternoon or 2 or 3 as the Friends for Pets concert goes for 3 days there in October. Absolutely insane, and I wish I could be there. I wish I could be there, as that would be a ton of fun as these drivers continue to battle here at the front of the field. That is the 29 of Sean Jensick out in front of the field here. He continues to show these drivers how to get it done out there on the speedway. He hasn't made too many mistakes, keeping himself pointed in the right direction here, and he's looking very, very fast. But Jacob Grube right there behind him. He's no slouch. He's been right there. Led a lot of laps early in this race, and you know, he is not letting back. He is staying right there on the back bumper of that 29 machine, not letting him run away with this one. Not quite yet, but we will see some green flag pit stops come up here in just a little bit. Just a little bit is going to be absolutely amazing to see. Yeah, I hear work visas are a pain. Yeah, I would imagine, yeah, the work visas are a pain. I mean, if you have a passport, you hop down there. I do have a passport. I just have to get it renewed, and you know, that takes several months to renew a passport and everything else. And there's no problem really to get across the border or anything, but I just don't have that. I don't have that luxury right now without getting that, you know, that passport renewed, and I really need to. I really need to. That's for certain. Juke joint with some stars. What? Juke joint with some stars? Where? I don't see no stars. Where's the stars? Juke joint is a star, if that's what you're meaning. Juke joint is definitely a star, and they're gonna have some stars there at the Friends for Pets charity event, man. That's gonna be absolutely awesome. As out in front, these guys continue to battle here, putting on a great show for us. We'll take a look here at the number 9 or 29 ride. Normally he's in the 19 machine in our other leagues, but the 29 here in the HCK Beagles Truck Series, the Michaels Warrior Project Truck Series, to be a matter of fact, is the 29 right. You see him up there in the webcam rolling on the speedway. Get a good look here, kind of, and how much he's kind of sitting back in the seat. He is absolutely focused, hitting his marks, not making any mistakes, just rolling out there on the track, and he is absolutely focused up. He sees that 8 ride right here in front of him, a little bit of lap traffic that's going to get into the way here just ever so slightly. He's going to have to deal with that contact. Our race leaders going to get into it here. Oh, brother, our race leader, Sean Jensick, getting into it with lap traffic as Derek Rowdy Bucket was trying to give him the outside here, and unfortunately now going from the top spot all the way back to third here for Sean Jensick, as out in front, Jacob Grube will say thank you for that one and keep on rolling. But he gets some contact in that one as well, but you get a great look right there on board as Sean able to kind of keep his composure, keep on rolling. He knows it's a long race. He's got a lot of laps left to go to try to track down and hunt down that number 18 ride once again at the front of the field. Great look right there. Huge shout out there to the 29 ride for having the webcam on for us. We'll take a peek in at him later in this evening as we will take a look back and see the contact here. As we'll see the 18 ride go into this one as well. He's going to come in a little bit later. He's going to have to try to make some moves. See the 8 giving the inside lane, the 29 trying to go around him. Unfortunately, they both kind of hit the apex at the exact same time as the 8 ride spinning sideways. A little front on T-bone right there for the front end of that Michaels Warrior Project. Number 18, he's able to keep it pointed in the right direction, and doesn't look like too much damage here on the front end of this 18 machine. We'll take another look at it right here. He doesn't look like a whole lot of damage at all there for Jacob Grube. He ends up going from a tight battle at the front of the field between him and Sean Jensick to now having almost a 7-second advantage between himself and the 29 ride. So now out in front, leading the way here once again at Mid-Ohio, as he's got about 4.5 seconds between himself and our new second place driver, the Jegs.com, number 45 of Chris Gilbert. Sean Jensick back there in position number 3 with Robert Blair there in position number 4 in looking for more. Nathan Nixon back there in 5th with Nick Gardner right there on his back bumper, rolling in the 6th position. Then we see Michael Madden in the 15 ride there in 7th. Jason LePan, Edward Kaneberger, Jeremy Lucy, our top 10 here on the Speedway. Robert McDonald, the Friends for Pets at number 31, rolls there in the 11th position with Brett Summers, Daniel Dow, Dennis Steele, and Kyle Van Tassel back there behind him, rounding out our top 15 here on the Speedway. Jonathan Herbert, Derek Rowdy Bucket, Neil Lapidus, our top 18 is Gregory Turner still off the Speedway in the number 69 ride, and Andrew Ainsley also taking his ride back behind pit wall here this evening. Lapidus right there at the rear of the field, as now we do see the 8 ride of Derek Rowdy Bucket head down pit side as well. Looks like Rowdy gonna run into some issues here on the Speedway. Once again, we saw him get tied up with our race leaders, and again trying to work himself, kind of being cautious of some of the lead lap drivers, and unfortunately it's a little too hot there through the S's and up into the outside fence. Doesn't look like too much damage there for him, but we do see Nathan Nixon go off the Speedway as well, as he was battling for that 5th spot between him and the 16. Contact! And around goes the 33 of Nathan Nixon. It'll take a little while to get this truck pointed back in the right direction, but let's take another look at this one as and number 16 gets a big run here. Let's take another look at another angle here. The 16 gets a big run, pokes his nose down low. Coming through this little bit of a tighter area, the 16 really forces the issue. Unfortunately, gets into that right rear quarter panel and quite deep in there. And unfortunately, that is just going to kick that rear end of the 33 right around. He's going to go for a do-si-do down here. And I do believe corner number 3 on the Speedway. I could be wrong on which corner that is, but either way, he is going to go around, lose a couple spots out there on the racetrack. Definitely not what he was hoping for. Is out in front, still leading the way, Jacob Grube. Looking to continue to build this lead up more and more and more as he's taking this advantage to heart out there on the racetrack. Chris Gilbert back there in position number 2, now almost 7 seconds back of our race leader here, as he sees that 45 ride way back here in his rear view mirror. Sean Jensick right there as well, ready to make some moves, ready to put himself back up into position number 2 and try to track down our race leader. Unfortunately, he is over 7 seconds back now of that 18 ride, so even though he wasn't able to get a whole lot of damage in that contact with the 8 ride, he continues to slide farther and farther behind, and he's got to try to figure out a way to get around this 45 machine of Chris Gilbert, because Gilbert is not going to give it to him for free. As Group leads the way here in this one, the Michaels Warrior Project truck leading the Michaels Warrior Project truck series here this evening, as Gregory Turner says, I hate road courses. I feel you, brother. I feel you. I don't hate road courses. They're fun to a certain extent. Once, twice, you know, a couple times here and there. They're fun to really watch these drivers, at least learn kind of what they can do out there on a different style of racetrack. As we do see Chris Gilbert go up and off the racetrack here, ever so slightly, that allows that number 29 of Sean Jensick to get back around. We see the 45 a little deep there into the corner, gets up into the grass there, just sticks that left set of tires there up and into the grass, gets to roll out of the throttle, and that is enough to allow that number 29 to get back around him and back up into position number 2. So now 7.4 seconds is the gap between Jacob Grube and that number 29 of Sean Jensick out there on the Speedway. Quite a bit of a gap here on the racetrack between our race leaders, the 18 and the 29, as we'll put the track map up there on the racetrack. Guys can get a really good look at where all these drivers are rolling out there on the Speedway, and you know, where they're making some moves, where they're being able to find some speed here, and when they're kind of running up onto some other drivers out there on the racetrack. As right now you see our race leader, I do believe, quite a bit ahead here. He's got a heck of an advantage between himself and the 29 riders. We'll take a look. The 18 is about to go through. I believe that is, or what that's called, out there on the Speedway. But one of the final quarters here, quarter number 12, and down across the start finish line. So right there, he's across the start finish line, and way back here in this second spot, you see the 29 rider, Sean Jensick. Jensick finally going across the start finish line right there. So you can really tell that difference when you put it into perspective. 7 seconds doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when it's more than, you know, almost that whole straightaway right there, it is quite a bit of time that the 18 ride has to his advantage out there on the racetrack. And really now all he's got to do is just keep himself clean, keep himself out of trouble, not make any mistakes, and just be there at the end. And if he can do that, he can put himself into a very beautiful spot. It's my boy Skylar Pruitt coming in, setting it off here. It says hey-yo with the 96-star donation, coming in, sending it off with the big love here in this one. How are you, Skylar? Coming in, showing the love here this evening with the 96-star donation over there on Facebook. Huge shout out there to Mr. Pruitt coming in with the love here in this one. As Bones does coming in, showing the love as well over there on YouTube. It says hello, race fans. Hello, Bones. How are you here this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day, a wonderful Tuesday here as we are live and in action with some great racing here with the HCK Beagles Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series. And out in front, it's one of the Michael's Warrior Project rides that leads the way. Jacob Group going to click off another lap as he continues to show these drivers how to get around and how to navigate the speedway. As there's the HCK Beagles number 69 of Gregory Turner. Turned around right there, running into some issues here. Gregory up in the chat as he was down pit side saying that he does not like road courses, and this may be one of the reasons why, unfortunately, just down through the corner, goes around here, trying to save it. It overcorrects. Goes for a loop-de-loop there. Now he's pointing in the wrong direction. Sees a lot of our drivers coming right at him, head on there, including our race leader, as our race leader right there going to go squeezing by him there on the speedway. Good heads-up driving, though, by all of those competitors to keep themselves out of way and out of trouble. As here you go, our race leader starting to roll up onto some more lap traffic. This could be an open door for that number 29 of Sean Jensick. As Jensick back there in position number 2, we see Jacob Group starting to roll into our 13th place driver, the last car on the lead lap. That is Jeremy Lucy back there in position number 13. Nathan Nixon right there in front of him in that 12th spot on the speedway. Daniel Dow there in position number 11 with Brett Sommers rounding out this is a little bit of a pack right here. He's actually going to get passed by that 2 riders. Dow is going to roll around him. Move Sommers back to 11th. Daniel Dow now up and inside the top 10. A little farther in front of them, we see that 31 rider, Robert McDonald here. McDonald, he is about a second back of our race leader right now. So he's still got a little bit of time, about 30 seconds, 20 seconds or so, 27 seconds in front of our race leader. And he's going to be needing all of that as he's still got a lot of laps to roll out there on the speedway to keep himself out of trouble, as we got 40 laps of racing action, ladies and gentlemen. 40 laps of battle here to still be had, man. That is a lot of laps. That's a lot of time. A lot of time to make mistakes or have issues out there on the speedway at the Mid-Ohio road course here this evening. As, man, some great fun. These guys are putting on a hell of a show for us here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it, and if you haven't already, do us a favor, hit that like button on the broadcast, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button, hit all the buttons, hit the subscribe button over on Facebook or Twitch, hit that join button over on YouTube. Become part of the Peacemaker supporters, as you guys can come in here and help us with day-to-day operations. Hit that join button, hit that support button over on Facebook and Twitch, and become part of the Peacemaker sub club here this evening, as we keep on building more and more and more, and all of our wonderful supporters that are part of our Peacemaker sub club and everything else help us continue on with day-to-day operations here on Peacemaker Gaming. We're always looking to expand, as Mr. Pruitt, one of those supporters over there on the Facebook channel, coming in, showing the big love again with the 96-star dono. Huge shout out there to Mr. Pruitt coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Is out in front. Jacob Group continuing to lead the way. He's not backing down from a fight, looking to try to open up this lead and put some cars between himself and our second place drivers. Now he's put Jeremy Lucy a lap down. Dale Down also back there behind him, and the 7 rider Brett Sommers, as there is our second place driver Sean Jensick. Jensick is closing that gap here. He's closed that gap quite a bit. Now these drivers may be a little bit more courteous here with our second place driver, but he may have to battle hard. He may have to make some choices. There you go, the 7 ride. Brent Summers going to go up into the outside lane right there. He's going to get onto the brakes and let that 29 ride go up by where Brent probably wasn't as nice to our race leader here, but going to give a little bit more respect to second place here as Jacob Grube going to have to try to put these drivers a lap down. It's no tall task to do as he's now around that 33 of Mr. Nathan Nixon. So Nixon, our 10th place driver, now a lap down out here on the speedway. Unfortunately for the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 33, he's going to need a caution flag in a wave around to get himself back onto the lead lap, or something that happened to Jacob Grube and maybe Sean Jensick. Is here you go, Jensick going to come down pit side. So green flag pit stops getting underway here. A brand new aspect to it as this is where mistakes, this is where a race can be won, this is where a race could be lost, is down here and on pit road. The Sparkle and Shine Anything EC machine will head down pit side here. Looks like they are going to jack him up as he's going to be getting a full tank of fuel into this ride. He's back to third now on the speedway as he's the only driver right now off the racetrack as we're on board here with this 29 ride, and he's going to get rocking and rolling again. So putting that foot back into the throttle as he's about 35 seconds back of our race leader now on the speedway. So Jacob Grube knows that he is going to use everything he can to not make a mistake. You can't speed down pit side. You can't miss your pit stall. You can't make any of those simple little mistakes that you can mainly avoid out there on the speedway. And what you can mainly avoid down pit side, you can't have those runs, you can't have those mistakes. You get held down pit road for 10, 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Your race could be over in a quick hurry. So they're going to have to hit their marks perfectly here on the speedway. As we do jump on board here with this 29 ride, getting a great look as he goes back up and through the gears out in front. Our race leader, Jacob Grube, is now going to head down pit side here himself. So our race leader down pit road here. Looks like he got down to pit road speed. We'll have to wait and see if he can make a clean and green pit stop here without any mistakes in that Michael's Warrior Project number 18 ride. He'll head down into his pit box. Perfect execution right there. The crew will go to work, get that truck jacked up, and try to get him back out there on the speedway here in front of that 29 ride. Now maybe those fresh tires giving a slight advantage to Sean Jensick. We'll have to wait and see if he can leapfrog our race leader. Grube just getting back under power. Here comes that 29 into the same corner here, so he is able to close that gap ever so slightly, but there's the advantage right here. You see the two leaders in the same frame right there, about 3 seconds now separating Jacob Grube and Sean Jensick. And Jensick close that gap even more, reel that 18 ride in, and really put the pressure back onto Jacob Grube here this evening, as we saw the contact early in the race when unfortunate contact between the the 29 ride, the 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett, and around Derek went around the 29, went into the grass right there through those S's, and unfortunately for the 8 ride, he did, or 18, he did get some contact into that as well, but was able to come out of that with a pretty good lead advantage. And slowly but surely, we've seen that lead advantage slip away and gave up a little bit more there on that pit stop, but trying to stretch it back out. As out in front, it's the Jenks.com number 45, Chris Gilbert, here at the front of the field. And we see Grube and Jensick there in second and third. Michael Madden back there in position number 4, and looking for more is Jason LePan, Nick Gardner, Edward Koshersberger there in position number 7. And then we see Robert Blair there in the A spot with Robert McDonald. There's Trent right there, ladies and gentlemen. The French for Pence 31 ride rolling there in the 9th spot on the speedway. Nathan Nixon rounding out our top 10 here. He's got Jeremy Lucy right there behind him. Brett Summers, Daniel Dow, Jonathan Herbert, Kyle Van Tassel, Dennis Steele, Neil Lapidus, Derek Rowdy Puckett, Gregory Turner, and Andrew Hainsley bringing up the rear of the field. As we'll see if we can jump right on board here with this 33 ride. Get a good look here in and on this number 33 machine. As there we go, we'll get a good look here at Nathan Nixon behind the wheel. we're going to jump right into the helmet cam here of this 33 ride as well. See what he's doing out there on the speedway, where he's making speed, and how he's got to really attack this racetrack. Is this a different one than what we're normally used to? You know, we normally don't see these drivers head to, you know, mid-Ohio. So it's very, very nice to see a different racetrack kind of coming up onto the schedule, as much as it's a road course, and a lot of drivers are really huge fans of road courses. I mean, you know, makes it a little bit different of a feel compared to, you know, going to the Daytona road course, or going to the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway, or, you know, Watkins Glen or Sonoma or anything like that. So it's a whole different vibe, whole different racetrack, and definitely a lot more character in this one. You see the repace here in there, the little bit of different strips of asphalt that have been put down onto the racetrack. And we do see Nathan Nixon slide back a spot here. Jeremy Lucy going to work underneath of him and go around him. So the Ridge Powersports number 76 ride now up into the 8th position as more drivers head down pit side, but here comes that 33. He's going to battle back here on the inside. Just couldn't quite get the run and carry that momentum that he was looking for there through the S's, and unfortunately he'll go back to position number 9 on the speedway as of right now, as more and more drivers head down pit side. A huge shout out there to Nathan Nixon as you get a great look there at him on the speedway here, and also up there in the webcam, giving you a good look at what he's doing with the wheel, how he's navigating around the racetrack, and shifting there as well. So a little bit of a paddle shifter there. You see it just down to his right ever so slightly. Takes that right hand off, shifts up and down gears, and trying to build up some speed. Unfortunately, lost quite a bit of ground right there to that 76, as Dimitri coming in as well over there on the Twitch channel, coming in showing the love with that follow over on Twitch, coming in with the Juke Joint Raccoon over there on the Twitch channel. Brother, I appreciate that, coming in showing the love there on all the channels here for the HCK Beagles and for all things here. You know, Juke Joint on the evenings, man, they are absolutely all the fans in the stands here for the Juke Joint and Friends for Pets showing up and showing the love here in this one, as Robert McDonald rolling a little farther back here in that very beautiful Friends for Pets 2024 paint scheme here on the speedway. The Juke Joint Friends for Pets number 31 rolling out there, still inside the top 10, still having himself a heck of a run out here on the speedway, but slowly but surely our race leaders are right here behind him, as there's Jacob Group trying to track him down, looking to put in a left down here on the speedway. Sean Jensick a little farther back here. He's actually lost about a second and a half from our race leader, so Jacob Group stretching that lead out ever so slightly here at the front of the field. Chris Gilbert back there in position number 3 now after his green flag pit stop. He finds himself about 24 seconds back of our race leader, is Nick Gardner there in position number 4 and looking for more. Trying to put that Napa Auto Parts number 16 ride back up here onto the podium after a big win last week for that 16. He's looking to try to reenact that here this evening. Jason LePan rounding out our top 5 here on the speedway in the Michaels Warrior Project number 20 ride. Edward Kosherberger there in position number 6 on the speedway. And then we see Michael Madden, Jeremy Lucy, Nathan Nixon, Robert McDonald, Robert Blair, Brent Summers all right there together, as Robert Blair and that number 7 of Brent Summers right there close together on the speedway. And they have the HCK Beagles number 69 rider Gregory Turner back out there on the racetrack. He's rolling with them here on the speedway. Is a little farther back, we see Daniel Dow in the 13th spot, Jonathan Herbert there in 14th, Kyle Van Tassel back in the 15th spot with Dennis Steele, Neil Lapidus, Eric Rowdy Puckett, Gregory Turner, and Andrew Hainsley bringing up the rear of the field here in this one. As the Napa Auto Parts number 16 and Nick Gardner heads down pit side, so Gardner will make his green flag pit stop here on the speedway. And now, I do believe when we saw our race leaders come down pit road, I do believe they're going to have to make at least another pit stop as well out there on the speedway. So we will see another run of green flag laps here on the evening, which will make things that much more interesting when they gotta make another stop, another roll down pit road here. And again, you cannot make those mistakes. You gotta keep yourself out of trouble. You gotta hit your marks and not make any mistakes out there on the speedway here, and especially down pit side, as that can really put you from the front of the field to the back of the pack in a quick hurry. If you're getting pit road speeding penalty or anything else down pit side, it can really hurt you out there on the racetrack. So you gotta be very cautious, very precautious on hitting your marks out there, as you do see our race leader reeling in that number 31. That is Trench out there on the speedway. Juke Joy. Transfer Pence number 31 is going to go a lap down here, as Jacob Grube going to put him back there behind him. So unfortunately for the Transfer Pence right now, one of multiple drivers a lap down on the speedway. Currently only 9 drivers still on the lead lap, and right now Jacob Grube has another one right here in his sights, the 33 ride of Nathan Nixon. There in front of him, Jeremy Lucy not too far away, as well as we'll see this number 18 ride try to go around them for the second time here this evening. Yo, Kevin Odelski coming in, showing the love. How are you, Kev? Kev coming in, showing the love with a like on the stream. How are you, brother? How you doing this evening? Kev coming in, showing the love. What's good, brother? What's good, Kev? How are you, my dude? How are you tonight, my man? How are you tonight? Is out in front. One driver that's doing very good, that is Jacob Grube, but we see a few other drivers running into some issues here. Michael Madden in the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 15. He's going to get up and off the speedway, gets in there a little bit too hard, a little bit too far. Luckily enough, able to get out of that sand trap there, keep on rolling, and keep himself pointed in the right direction here on the speedway. So good break there for him as he gets rocking and rolling once again. We do see Neil Lapidus having some issues as well in the 26 ride, as the OSOC machine just gets in there a little too hot, gets onto the binders. Good piece of driving there to keep himself out of trouble, as he had that 15 right there in front of him, locking it up as well. Is Jacob Grube already around that 33 right of Nathan Nixon. So 8 drivers left on the lead lap. Jeremy Lucy right there in front of him, about to be potentially our next driver to go a lap down here on the lead lap of the speedways. We do see the HCK Beagles number 69 ride running some more issues right there. Neil Lapid is getting collected in this one. We'll take a look here and see what happens to Neil once again, as the OSOCOutdoors.com 26 right up through the grass there a little bit. He's slow on the speedway, gets that truck rolling here once again. Then he's going to loop it around just ever so slightly. Ooh, he's able to catch it again. These drivers definitely have their hands full out there on the speedway now. Him and the 69 trying to figure out who's going to head into this corner first. And unfortunately, Neil's going to take that first wave here. And looks like he makes it through there for the most part without any issues until right about here. I do believe we're going to see some more issues. There you go, up and off the racetrack there for that 26 ride. Gregory Turner going to follow him right on through. He's had lots of issues here in this spot on the speedway. And there you go, you see Lucy go around our race leader in the 18. Jacob Grube going to go around him here again. Put him another lap down, so a tough break there for Gregory Turner. Tough break for Neil Lapidus on the evening. Definitely not their cup of tea here, as we do see Jeremy Lucy in the Ridge Powersports KR Gutters number 76 ride going a lap down out there on the racetrack. Is Jacob Grube continuing to stretch his lead out more and more on the speedway. Now 5.7 seconds between himself and Sean Jensick, as Jensick back there in position number 2, trying to play this cat and mouse game with him, trying to reel that 18 right back in. Right now he's back about almost 6 seconds now on the speedway. Chris Gilbert about 20 seconds back of our second place driver, 25 seconds back of our race leader, but hanging on to that third position. And then about 25 seconds behind him, we see our fourth place driver, Jason LePan, in that Michaels Warrior Project number 20 ride out there on the speedway, currently in that fourth position. Edward K in the Remember Our Veterans, the American Flag Paint Scheme number 19. There in fifth with Nick Gardner in the Napa Auto Parts number 16 ride, rolling there in the 6th position. Michael Madden, the Anything EC Sparkle and Shine number 15, they're in 7th. And then we see Jeremy Lucy, that first car, 1 lap down, out there on the racetrack in the 8th position with Nathan Nixon. They're in 9th, and Robert McDonald rounding out our top 10 here as Robert, unfortunately, down pit side is Trench. Will come down for a green flag pit stop here. He'll look to find his pit stall and put this truck into service and hope that the crew can get him back out there in a quick hurry without losing too many spots on the speedway. Dimitri says, anyone else prepping for a hurricane? Laugh out loud. We don't really have many hurricanes up here in Canada, so I can't say so for myself, brother. But my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are getting ready for hurricanes down there in the U.S., definitely get prepared. Make sure you guys go out early. You should have been doing this weeks ago, making sure you get all the water and food and everything else you need in case you have to go without power for, you know, an extended period of time and everything else. But hopefully everything will be a-okay and very minimal damage to everybody with the next wave of hurricanes coming on through, as we do see the Francis Pence ride down pit side, and looks like he's getting held down here. So this is one of those penalties we were talking about that you do not want to have. And it looks like Robert McDonald may have one of them right here as he's down pit side, extended period of time, and he is falling down the leaderboard now, scored in the 13th position. And this one is going to hurt the Friends for Pets. The Juke Joint 31 out there on the speedways, out in front. And still, Jacob Grube continuing to lead the way, continue to stretch out that lead. 7.3 seconds between himself and the 29 ride of Sean Jensick, as Jensick trying to hunt him down, but so far to no prevail out there on the speedways. My boy Kev says, PG, just chillin', brother. We love that. We love that. Just chillin'. Ain't nothing wrong with just chillin' out there and having yourself a wonderful Tuesday afternoon, brother. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of just chillin'. As out in front, Jacob Grube looks to continue to put these drivers back there, laps down behind him, and looking to continue to put himself into this top spot to potentially put himself in the lead, as we're just over halfway in and halfway to go here in this feature event. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to jump into a Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. give it up for all these drivers. A very beautiful crank it up session out here at Mid-Ohio Road Course this evening as the Michaels Warrior Project Truck Series is in full swing here in this one, and out in front is now the 29 of Sean Jensick. Jensick leading the way here in that number 29 machine as he's at the front of the field showing them how to get it done in that Toyota TRD Tundra. Back there behind him in position number 2, it is Jacob Group. Group has now came down pit side for a second time here on the evening, and that should put him clean and green to the finish line. As long as he doesn't run into any issues, he should be able to make it the rest of the way without having to make another green flag pit stop out there on the speedway. Huge shout out to the number 29 of Sean Jensick coming in with the webcam there, giving us a good look in the driver's cam, being able to see what he can do behind the wheel from inside the cockpit of that 29 machine. Out in front now, leading the way, Sean Jensick, showing these drivers how to get it done. But that number 18 ride, who's already made that secondary pit stop, how long can Sean Jensick stay out there on the speedway before coming down pit road? Can he wait much longer before he has to make that hard left-hand turn and down pit side here himself? He is going to need fuel at some point in time, but does he have something up his sleeve? Does he try to use the advantage he has right now? Maybe come down pit road, maybe just a splash of gas late in this race. Maybe he doesn't need a full tank, maybe half a tank to get him across that start-finish line, and maybe that is the difference that he may need between putting himself into victory lane or not. But right now, Jacob Group, he's in the swing of things, man. He's been hitting his marks and running some very, very good lap times, lap after lap after lap, laying down some fast times out there on the speedways. We do see Edward Kosher Burgers coming down pit side. Kosher's Burgers down pit road here is a K-Burger making that pit stop in the beautiful American flag. Remember the veterans number 19 ride on pit side. And here comes our race leader, the Anything EC Sparkle and Shine number 29 ride of Sean Jensick down pit road. Does he have something up his sleeve, or do we see him down pit side for an extended period of time? As he's down pit road, we do see that number 18 of Jacob Group going around him here. So our race leader already down and out of corner number 1, where the 29 is still down pit side, still getting this truck service, now just finally rolling back out onto the racetrack. And Group, oh man, he is able to run that lap perfectly the last couple laps here and able to open up a massive lead. He's actually ran his quickest lap time of the evening that last time by the start finish line. So a lap number 37, 36 on the speedway, and Jacob Grube laying down a very fast lap here on the racetrack to put himself once again back out in front of the field, put himself into this top spot, and now has a 12-second advantage. 12 seconds between himself and our second place driver, as now he's rolling into some lap traffic here once again. That's the 7 ride going a lap down there. Brett Sommers once again going another lap down, as we do see the 19 right there. That's Edward K-Burger, Kosher's Burger down pit road here, and not too long ago has those fresh tires on the 19 ride. Unfortunately loses it right there, as Jacob Group is going to put him a lap down. So Group has now put everyone a lap down except for our top 6 on the speedway. He did have Michael Madden a lap down on the speedway as well. Madden yet to come down pit road for a second time here in that 15 ride. So virtually only 5 drivers still on the lead lap, and there's still a few more drivers within striking distances. A little farther back here, you see that number 16 of Nick Gardner. He may be the one driver out of the top 5 that may still be, able to go a lap down. Same with Jason LePan, as they're about 48 seconds, 50 seconds back of our race leader as of right now. they got to make another green flag pit stop, then they could be right there getting lapped themselves, and or if they have made their green flag pit stops, then they may have enough of a gap between themselves to stay on the lead lap here throughout this feature event. But the pace of the 18 ride is laying down here. Jacob Group continue to run some great lap times, and he is looking to continue to pull away more and more from Sean Jensick, as now we do see Jason LePan down pit road here. So the teammate in the Michaels Warrior Project number 20 ride of our race leader, Jacob Grube. See Grube coming down the corners here, trying to run these guys down. We do see Michael Madden down pit side as well. I feel like the 20 ride may be out in front enough here to stay on the lead lap here during this green flag pit stop, but the number 15 of Michael Madden may not be so lucky, as here comes that 18 machine of Jacob Group down the racetrack here. He is going to go across the start finish line, and he will put Michael Madden a lap down here as he's still down pit side, getting that truck service, finally getting that rear jack dropped, and here he goes back down and back onto the speedway. So sliding all the way back to the 7th position. Right now, top 5 on the speedway, still on the lead lap. Jason LePan, though, he's about a minute and 20 seconds, so he's about 10 seconds in front of our race leader as of right now. So he's still within striking distance. Jacob Group can make up that time in a quick hurry here. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see another driver go a lap down here on the speedway. We now see the 45 ride, our 3rd place driver, Chris Gilbert, come down pit road here himself. So some more green flag pit stops here in this one. It's Group, Jensick, 1 and 2 continuing on the speedway. Then we see Nick Gardner going to jump up into 3rd here on the racetrack, as Chris Gilbert still down pit side back there in position number 4. Jason LePan rolling there in the 5th position. He is the last car on the lead lap as of right now. And then we see our first driver 1 lap down, the 19 ride of Edward K. Berger. It's Koschersberger there in position number 6. Michael Madden there in position number 7 here on the speedway, with Robert Blair there in 8th. Jeremy Lucy, Daniel Dow, our top 10 here on the racetrack is Brett Summers, currently in the 11th position, with Robert McDonald in that Friends for Pets. The Juke Joint 31 ride back there in the 12th spot on the speedway. Kyle Van Tassel, the Ridge Powersports KR Gutters number 13 ride, rolling there in the 13th position, has Dennis Steele right there behind him. This is a battle for position on the racetrack, is Neil Lapidus there in the 15th spot, going to go up and out of the speedway racing surface there. Luckily enough, gets back onto the racetrack without too many mistakes, as Nathan Nixon down pit side here in the 16th position. Jonathan Herbert out there in the Ridge Powersports KR Gutters number 87. He's going to get loose. He's going to drift it through the corner. Unfortunately, down and into the grass here is Heroes there in the 17th spot on the speedway. Gregory Turner down pit side, currently in the 18th spot, with Derek Rowdy Puckett and Andrew Hainsley bringing up the rear of the field. But it's Jacob Grube at the front of the pack here, has just under 10 seconds between himself and Sean Jensick. Jensick has been able to track him down ever so slightly, able to eat into that lead here and there just a little bit here, and he's knocked off about 2 seconds and he's coming back from that pit stop, so able to make up a little ground on that 18 ride. But can he make up enough time here to try to hunt down that 18 and put on a battle here late in this race? It's going to be interesting to see, as you do see the number 18 ride head down the speedway. Normally we'd see this number 29 roll on into corner number 1 right here. There he is right there. You can just see him at the top of the screen rolling into corner number 1. That is a big long straightaway, and 10 seconds the difference here between first and second on the racetrack. Let's take a look here from our blimp cam here. We'll take a look from the blimp cam as the 18 ride all the way right here. We'll see where a little bit of a marker point here. So here he is about to head into corner number 4, I do believe, the beginning of the S's. There is our second place driver. So that is the gap, and it is quite a big one. It's a lot of ground that this number 29 will have to make up. You see in the top right here, right in the middle of the screen, up on the high side, that is the 18 right powering out of the S's here towards Thunder Valley here at Mid-Ohio. And 29 trying to track him down. Unfortunately, he's got a lot of ground to make up and about 15 laps to do so, about 14 and a half laps now to do so. So we'll have to wait and see if he can find that extra gear, if he can find the runs that he needs to try to put himself back to the front of the field here in this race, or if he's going to be happy, just kind of settle it in here to position number 2 on the speedway is Jensic. They're in second. Nick Gardner in this Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet in that 3rd position on the speedway. You've got Chris Gilbert right here behind him. This is a battle for position. And number 16 trying to stay inside the top 3 of the 45 ride, trying to track him back down, looking to try to put himself back up into that 3rd spot, as Gilbert's been right there pretty much all evening long. He's looking to finish off this race with a podium finish. We'll see if he can make this pass. He's reeling in this 16 ride, though, in a quick pace. He is right there now to the back bumper of that 16 and Nick Gardner. Now he's got to figure out a way to get around him. Trying to time it perfectly there. Gets a little loose, but gets the run he was looking for. Looks like Nick is going to pull up and over there to allow that 45 to get around him. Unfortunately for both of these competitors, they are about a minute behind our race leader on the speedway. So as they battle for position number 3, getting a little loose there again for Gilbert. They are over a minute back of our race leader, as our race leader in tow, trying to hunt him down as well. He's looking to try to put everybody except for maybe Sean Jensic a lap down here on the speedway as he rolls up on the 13 ride of Kyle Van Tassel and the 31 of Robert McDonald. McDonald going to shoot it in there a little bit too far, up and through the grass. He's going to make some good contact there with the outside fence right there. The tire barriers, luckily enough, doesn't look like too much damage there for Trenches. He'll keep on rolling on the speedway in that Friends for Pence number 31. As only 13 laps of racing action left here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button on the broadcast. Hit that share. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button as these drivers put on a show here for us. Now we see Kyle Van Tassel up and off the speedway there in corner number 2 on the racetrack. Is now you see that 31 ride trying to run away, give himself a little bit of separation between himself and some of these other competitors, as right now he's currently scored in that 12th position. I know he'd love to get a little bit closer to the front of the field, maybe get a top 10 out of the day. Unfortunately, he's got to try to figure out a way to chase down Brett Summers and Daniel down out there on the speedway. Jeremy Lucy, Robert Blair, all these drivers still on the same lap down here on the racetrack. So there's opportunities for him to try to make that ground up, as Michael Madden is a lap down here. Jason LePan is the last car on the lead lap right now. So Madden is the first car, 1 lap down the 20 ride, trying to stay on the lead lap, but our race leader is reeling him in a quick hurry. There he is in the background. That is Jacob Grube in this 18 ride. He is getting within striking distance of putting our 5th place driver a lap down here on the speedway. Nick Gardner and Chris Gilbert not too far away either, and he's making up heavy ground right now. Nick Gardner is struggling out there in that Napa Auto Parts number 16 ride. He's giving up a lot of time out there on the racetrack, currently running a lot of 1:31, a minute and 31 second lap times, a minute 32 second lap times, where Jacob Grube last time around ran a 1:28.30. So he is insurmountably faster, about 3.5 seconds quicker than Nick Gardner right now. And if it stays at that pace, he's going to be there within probably about 8-9 laps on the racetrack. And we may see our 4th place driver going a lap down on the speedway as well, as you do see the 18 try to work himself around the 87. Going to put, unfortunately, the 87 of Jonathan Herbert another lap down, multiple laps down back there in the 16th position on the speedway. As a lot of drivers have found issues. A lot of drivers have gotten themselves into trouble out there on the racetrack. We do see another one running into issues. It's the number 19 ride here, Edward Kaneberger. Him and the 15 ride battling for position here. This is a battle for position number 6 on the racetrack. Now to corner number 1, he just loses the rear end. The truck locks up and goes around there, and likely not be able to get that support. The veterans, number 19 ride, pointed back in the right direction, but just give up a lot of ground between himself and Michael Madden there on the racetrack. So he's looking for another spot, looking to try to put himself inside the top 6 at least here on the evening. Unfortunately, going to slide back there about 10 seconds behind that 19 ride. As Jacob Grube, the Michaels Warrior Project, number 18, continues to lead the way, showing these drivers how to get it done. He was out to about 9 seconds between himself and Sean Jensick. Jensick now starting to slide farther back here from this number 18 ride. He's back about 11.3 seconds here once again. So that lead's starting to stretch, starting to run this a little bit longer of a run here for our front runners. And that truck kind of keeps on rolling, and it seems like the 29 falling off a little bit more and a little bit more the longer these runs go on, where the 28 ride seems to stay strong for a little bit longer, and that's really helping propel him in this race lead and really giving him that advantage between himself and the 29 of Jensick. As we saw Jensick and Grube both battling hard, both running at the front of the field here, 1 and 2, and nose to tail for about 10 to 15 laps early in this race. They were glued to each other out there on the racetrack, and we actually saw Jensick make the pass, get in front of Jacob Grube here on the speedway. He led about 4 or 5 laps before running into some lap traffic. Unfortunately got tangled in with the 8 ride of Derek Roundy Bucket, sent the 29 ride sliding down through the grass, and we saw the number 18 of Jacob Grube get some contact into that one as well. Both drivers able to keep on rolling though, as you can see on the speedway, but unfortunately for Jensick, I don't think he's ever really been able to recover from that contact with the 8 ride, where Jacob Grube's been using that little bit of advantage that he's had to just kind of keep the pressure off his back bumper, hit his marks, and run his race. And so far, he's been doing a great job at it. As now we do see Nick Gardner down pit side here as well. He's rolled back out onto the racetrack, but our 5th place driver now down a lap on the speedway, and our 4th place driver right here in front of his teammate. That's Jason LePan rolling in the 4th position. He is at risk of going a lap down here himself, as right there behind him is Jacob Grube. Grube looking to put another driver all lap down here on the speedway and make this a 3-car battle at the front of the field, as only 3 drivers as of right now are on 4 drivers as of right now on the lead lap, and our 4th driver at risk of going a lap down here himself. His teammate pushing the subject right there behind him. We'll have to wait and see if Jason LePan can keep himself on the lead lap or not. Chris Gilbert really is not that far in front of our race leaders here as well, so our top 3 may be at risk of being lapped here this evening, which is absolutely wild to see out there on the speedway. Woo, man, this has been a fun race, a great race. As Mark Simmons coming in as well. Mark coming in, showing the love with the share on the broadcast, coming in with the big love here in this one, smashing that share button. Mark, welcome in, and says, if you like racing, check out number 31, the Frets for Pence car. Yes, Sirski, that 31 ride, the juke joint, Frets for Pence 2024 paint scheme. New looking ride here for Robert McDonald, currently rolling in the 12th position out there on the speedways. A couple laps down, but man, oh man, oh man, I feel like he is having a blast out there on the racetrack battling here. And that's what the big thing and the fun thing is about coming to these road courses here and there, compared to just running the ovals over and over and over again, is that you get this extra little bit of ability to kind of have a little fun with the day kind of deal. You know, you're gonna try to do something different, kind of gives you a break from the same old, and you know, right now, a lot of these drivers having some fun with it out there on the speedway, including Robert McDonald in that Friends for Pets, the juke joint number 31, as he rolls out there on the speedway. But it's all Jacob Grube here in this one, as that 18 ride now around his teammate Jason LePan. So LePan, they are in 4th, now down a lap as well. He's the first car 1 lap down in the Michaels Warrior Project number 20 ride. As his teammate in the Michaels Warrior Project's Truck Series number 18, they're at the front of the field, looking to try to put this one to bed, looking to try to pick up another big checkered flag here on this season. as he is looking for the win, looking for a dominating race here as he has led the most laps on the evening and continues to impress here and continues to try to pull away farther and farther from that 29 of Sean Jensick. Is Jensick trying to track him down but running out of time here on the speedway, and Chris Gilbert back there in that third position. He is about 10 seconds from going a lap down here himself, so he's got to be careful. If he keeps on giving up more time to that number 18, he may be at risk of going a lap down here himself. I'm sure he does not want to see that. That's probably a goal for a lot of these competitors here throughout the evening. Is just kind of trying to stay on the lead lap, just trying to stay competitive. If we were to see a full course caution flag, what that could mean for these top three drivers to really duke it out only between the three of them. Brian Bowman coming in, showing the love as well. Says you do a great job with all the racing. Enjoy watching your videos, Brian. Brother, I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in, showing the love like that as well here, brother. I always love to see the fans in the stands coming in, showing their appreciation here, man. And I appreciate you guys tuning in and showing the love here, race after race, man. And showing the love not only for, the dirt side of things or the asphalt guys not, coming over and showing the love for the dirt side of stuff as well. So kind of putting dirt and asphalt together and really putting on a great show here on Peacemaker Gaming for everybody to enjoy. And we got a lot of cool things starting up here over the next little while as well as we continue to grow our brand over on YouTube. We're going to be continuing to post more and more videos, create more content for everyone to enjoy and to have some, time away from, maybe reality, having a bad day, maybe it puts a smile on your face. And that's the big thing that we're trying to do, is just create enjoyment for everyone to have fun, everyone to, make their days a little bit easier here in real life with a little bit of content on Peacemaker Gaming. That's what we're trying to do, and hopefully that's how everyone feels. Says Brian, I appreciate that, brother, coming in, showing the big love. And if you haven't already, brother, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Turn those bell notifications on, that way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. As out in front, Jacob Grube continues to lead the way. Grube at the front of the field, looking to continue to try to pull away more and more between himself and Sean Jensick. As Jensick about 10 seconds back of our race leader is down across the start finish line. The 18 will click another lap off, and we see 6 more laps of racing action here this evening. As my boy Brian Bowman coming in with that thumbs up on the broadcast. I appreciate that, brother, coming in, showing the big love here in this one with the like on this stream. As man, what a run, what a race here for this Michael's Warrior Project number 18 ride, man. This is an absolutely amazing ride. Now, we were going to show you during the crank it up. Unfortunately, I couldn't just get these downloaded and onto the screen here. Let me see if we can get this up here. Let me see if we can kind of move things around. Let's see if we can get this up here. This is going to kind of make the screen go black for a quick second, ladies and gentlemen, but then we're going to be right back here. All right, right here. You guys take a look. Right, let's see if we get another look at this one here. As you see this here, these pictures here, let's take a good look here at this young gentleman here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a huge shout out to, this is Michael Early. So this is the founder of Michael's Warrior Project. His father sent them to Jason LePan earlier in the evening. He just started school at Virginia Tech, so huge shout out right there for Michael Early and the founder of Michael's Warrior Project. A huge thank you to his father for sending these in to us as a great look there, man. U.S. Army veteran coming in, showing the love here and doing something absolutely amazing here with the Michael's Warrior Project. So huge shout out there to Michael Early, and good luck, have fun, and let me double check this again. I don't want to make a mistake here. Virginia Tech as I'm pretty sure Virginia Tech has a college football team. I'm not sure how good they are. I wish college football was on PC so we could play some of that, but we don't have the ability to play that yet on PC, so that is a heartbreaker there. Else we would definitely love to get some college football content out there for you guys. We need some NFL football content out there, but Unfortunately, no college football as of right now. As out in front, Jacob Groove continue to lead the way, but that lead starting to shrink ever so slightly. Sean Jensick maybe starting to put the pressure on, maybe starting to run a little bit better lap times. Last time around was about a 1.5 seconds faster than our race leader, and he's cut that lead down to inside 8 seconds here. So inside 9 seconds, about 8.6 seconds between first and second on the speedway. Chris Gilbert still back there a little farther away here in position number 3. He's about a minute and 21 seconds back behind our race leader. So unfortunately, finding unfortunate circumstances for this 18 ride of Jacob Groove, Chris Gilbert and is potentially out of this race back there in that 3rd position as only 5 laps left to go. It's going to take something, tremendously awful to go bad for this 18 ride, as we do see Sean Jensick, even though he's been closing that gap here over the last few laps, he's got a little bit of lap traffic to work with. Let's see that 13 ride roll down the speedway out of the way. A good job and a good veteran move there by the Ridge Powersports KR Gutters number 13 of Kyle Van Tassel as he heads down the racetrack and out of the way of our race leader. Now you see, our second place driver on the speedway, but Jason LePan is not going to be that easy to pass here. Now, I'm sure he can see the relative. He sees that Jacob's Groove lead has shrunk here ever so slightly, even though there's still not a lot of laps left in this race. Anything is possible. One simple mistake, one tire spin, one time going through the grass, and Sean Jensick's going to open, close that gap in a quick hurry. So when he catches up to Jason LePan here, you got to imagine LePan is not just going to give him that spot here without putting up a little bit of a fight to try to keep that number 29 back there a little bit farther behind him and really not let him get the run that he needs to try to track down our race leader. As Jacob Groove out in front of the field, 8.5 seconds here between himself and our second place driver. About a minute and 21 seconds between himself and 3rd place. And then we see Jason LePan there that we were just talking about. He is the first car 1 lap down in that 4th position. Nick Gardner there in 5th. Then we see Michael Madden, Edward Koschersberger in the Remember Our Veterans number 19 American flag ride out there on the speedway. Beautiful looking paint scheme there for that 19 machine. As we do see Sean Jensick running into issues. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, our second place driver going to get in there a little bit deep there. Doesn't look like any contact yet, but Jason LePan right in front of him. A little contact there, and unfortunately loses the rear end of the 29. And this one is all but over. The Anything EC Sparkle and Shine 29 trying to work the back bumper of the 20 ride, trying to get a big run to his inside here off the corner. Unfortunately spins the tires, slides back up into that left rear quarter panel of the 20 ride. Spins him around. You see Sean having to get stopped here on the speedway. Both drivers come to a crawl and stop here in the S's, and unfortunately that will pretty much take that number 29 right out of contention here in this one. Now about 15 seconds separating himself and Jacob Groove. So Groove just really having to hit his marks, not make any mistakes, can set it on cruise control here for the next 2.5 laps around the speedway. What a run, what a drive here all night long by this 18. The Michaels Warrior Project ride out in front of the field, man. He has been hitting his marks lap after lap after lap, and he will see 2 more laps left to go, that time by the start-finish line. So 2 more circuits for the 18 of Mr. Groove, Jacob Groove, out in front in the Michaels Warrior Project ride in the Michaels Warrior Project HCK Beagles Truck Series here this evening, looking for the win at Mid-Ohio, as Groove out in front by over 14 seconds here on the speedway. Our 3rd place driver still on the lead lap, but you see him just over the horizon there. It's the 45 of Chris Gilbert, who is about a minute and 22 seconds behind our race leader. And then Jason LePan, first car 1 lap down there in 4th. Nick Gardner there in that 5th position. Michael Madden in the 6th spot with Edward Koshersberger. They're in position number 7. Robert Blair, Jeremy Lucy, Daniel Dow, and Brett Sommers there in the number 7 ride. Rolling on the speedway in the 11th position. Then we see that France for Pets in number 31. Robert McDonald. Another quick shout out there to France for Pets in the juke joint, coming in, showing the love here all evening long. And Mr. McDonald having a good run, a good drive here. Pretty solid evening. Not too many mistakes out of that France for Pets. Beautiful looking paint scheme out there on the speedway. Dennis Steele back there in 13th with Kyle Van Tassel there in 14th. Jonathan Herbert, Neil Lapidus, Nathan Nixon, Gregory Turner, Derek Rowdy Bucket, and Andrew Ainsley bringing up the rear of the field as the white flag has been displayed one more time around. Here for Jacob Grube at Mid-Ohio Road Course here this evening. As Grube out in front over 13 seconds, has this truck on cruise control, looking to bring the Michaels Warrior Project ride home in the Michaels Warrior Project Truck Series here this evening, powered by HCK Beagles, as he heads down through the S's here at Mid-Ohio, looking to try to pull away more and more and more from our second place driver. As Dimitri Curtis says, Grube can just joyride to victory lane. Laugh out loud, he can definitely joyride to victory lane. He just has to keep this truck on the racetrack, not make any mistakes, keep himself out of trouble, and put this 18 ride into victory lane for the second time here this evening, and being one of the first second-time winners here in the series is a big deal. That's a lot of extra points that you can use towards your playoff run, and extra points in your playoff battle here for this number 18 ride as he heads down through a couple of these final corners, down through corner number 11 and down and through corner number 12. He'll head down across the start-finish line as Jacob Grube will pick up the checker flag here at Mid-Ohio and put the Michaels Warrior Project number 18 ride up into the HCK Beagles victory lane here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for this 18 as a dominating win, as he was the reflection of perfection here all evening long. Sean Jensen coming home in position number 2, and Chris Gilbert still yet to come across the line. There was a big gap between our race winner and our third place driver. This is the last car on the lead lap here on the evening. So right now, this 45 Ryan just looking to hit his marks, keep himself out of trouble, and just get this truck home in position number 3 here this evening. As we do see Nick Gardner and Jason LePan were battling there quite a bit for that 4th position. LePan is able to hang on to it. Nick Gardner has to settle for that 5th spot here on the speedway. As you see the 45 still yet to finish this race, as he was almost being a lap down himself here. Able to hang on to it here and stay on the lead lap, which is definitely a good goal to have throughout the evening, especially when you see that time going down farther and farther away from the race leaders. The 45 down through corner number 11 and into corner number 12. He'll head down across the line, and Chris Gilbert will come home in position number 3. But it's all Jacob Grube here in this one, as when is cut off for the playoff chase. The cutoff is still quite a ways away here, Dimitri. Playoff is a long ways away, actually. It's a long ways away. Let me take a look here and get a let me see, where is the schedule here? I'm trying to find it. Season 6 schedule. We are at Mid-Ohio, which is race number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is race number 5 of the season. We got we still got like 10 races left to go here for the regular season. Still about 10 races left here in the regular season. We got Auto Club coming up next, Iron Racing Super Speedway, Iowa, Nashville, Rockingham, Michigan, Gateway, Indy, and New Atlanta as our cutoff race, and top 20 will advance into our playoffs here. So I do believe a lot of drivers will make it into the playoffs. So a good opportunity if you're here every week, just getting those points and not making too many mistakes out there on the racetrack, getting just solid, top 15, top 10 runs. You can earn yourself a playoff spot fairly easily here in the season. But yeah, we got a long time. It is November 12th is the cutoff race. So second week of November is the cutoff race before the playoffs get underway, and the series leads into 2025, ends basically the last week of January for the championship race. So a lot of racing left here, a lot of time for drivers to kind of rebound, make some moves, make their way up to the front of the field here as we'll get ready for our top 3 to jump up into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, give a huge shout out to our race winner and the Michaels Warrior Project number 18. It's Jacob Grube coming home with the win here in this one. Give it up for Mr. Grube, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What a run, what a race here. Give it up for all these other drivers. It's Tyler Christensen coming in, showing the love over on the YouTube stream. Says, hi, bud. What's up, Tyler? How are you, brother? Tyler coming in, showing the love over there on YouTube as well. As, man, it was a lot of fun. That was a great race. As my boy Neil, Mr. Lapidus, coming in, showing the love. Says, well, my race is over, and coming in with another 100-bit donation. Are you kidding me, brother? Coming in with another 100 bitties here in this one. Absolutely insane, my boy. I can't thank you enough. Coming in with the huge donos here in this one. Coming in already with 50 biddies and another 100 biddies here this evening. Absolutely insane, brother. As we'll get ready, pull our top 3 up here into the broadcast booth. Jacob Grube, I believe, waiting patiently down pit side. Let's see if we can pull him up here into the post-race interview. As there he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our race winner, Jacob Grube. Hey, Jacob, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yeah, hey, Aaron, I got you.
Jacob, man, what a run, what a race. Take us through this one. As early on, it wasn't easy sledding for you. We saw you and that 29 of Sean Jensick kind of duking it out. You guys were glued to each other there for, the first 15 laps of this race until contact with lap traffic. You were able to get through there easily while the 29 went spinning down through the grass. It kind of gave yourself that 4 or 5 second lead advantage where you could really get settled in, just start focusing on your race, not making those mistakes, not having to look in that rear view mirror, and all of a sudden you just started to stretch it out more and more and more, and with a couple good solid green flag pit stops, able to build that lead up to an extreme amount here. And late in the race, we saw the 29 trying to hunt you down. He ran into some more issues, so you're able to come across the line in cruise control here for a big win at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Boy, I hate it for what happened with Sean. We all hate to see that, and we were having a great race, and I'm not really sure what the thought process was, and I hate that it happened to him because we were having a great race. That being said, I wasn't looking forward to battling it out for 54 laps like that, because I tell you, I'm already hurting right now after those 54 laps, and just trying to maintain my pace and stay in front of him. So hats off to him. He was fast. Yeah, just some bad luck. And I was able to just catch some breaks with traffic and just stay out in front.
Absolutely, and that is the goal here when it comes to a lot of these road courses, especially when you get a start from that pole position. It's just trying to open up that lead, kind of just pull away and keep on clicking these guys off, and that's exactly what you were able to do. After the contact there for yourself, Jensick, and the 8 of Rowdy Puckett there, as unfortunately that hurt the 29 ride. It really helped you, and then you started to just run these great lap times, clicking them off in a quick hurry, and then you started to lay down all these drivers a lap down, 2 laps down, 3 laps down, some of them even more than that, as everyone except for our top 3 here this evening going a lap down to you here tonight. And I'm sure if you would have pushed it, you might have been able to lap the 45 ride of Chris Gilbert as well.
Well, Aaron, I really just love this place. I think my best discipline I would say across iRacing is probably stock cars on road courses. I don't really know why, but it's just something that I've always really enjoyed and kind of good at it. So this is kind of my bread and butter right here. And on top of that, I really like Mid Ohio. It's a really unique track and it's so technical, and it's just great to get a win here.
Absolutely, definitely, always great to get a win, and now your second win here on the season. Going to earn yourself a lot of extra points here to go towards your hunt to make the playoffs here with the Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series powered by HCK Beagles. Now, we talked about how tired you are, how sore you already are after 57 laps of pretty hard racing out there on the speedway. How do you kind of get prepared for a race like this, knowing that it's not necessarily a longer race, but it's a lot more physical style of a racetrack, and a lot more mental as well, because you gotta keep your focus here 100% lap after lap to not miss one of these corners, blow it off one of these corners through the grass. You really can't get the trucks wound up where you can put yourself into a ton of damage getting into the outside safer barrier. So you got to be very cautious here every single corner, every single lap out there, man. How do you get prepared for a race like this?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things you go to over years. You come here, so it's just like years of experience turning laps here. So that, and then just the week leading up to this, I get in here and practice with my team for an hour a couple times a week, and then right before the race, actually I didn't want to turn too many laps because I knew that it was going to be so physical, so I didn't want to run the full hour of practice and kind of wear myself out. So I just kind of took it easy in practice, and yeah, that's it.
Absolutely, try not to tuck yourself out. And you talked about getting practice and rolling laps here with your teammates and everything else. Yeah, did you get a little bit of a laugh, or did you guys have a little combo there as you put the 20 right at Jason LePan a lap down out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, I said you didn't have to give me the whole track.
Well, Jacob, man, a great run, a great race here for you tonight in this one to pull yourself back up into victory lane here in the Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series. Who would you like to thank here for such a great run and strong performance at Mid-Ohio?
Yeah, thanks. Just wanted to thank all the sponsors of the series, especially Michael's Warrior Project. It's awesome that they support what we do. Thank you, and thanks to my team for helping get me prepared. So appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Jacob, congratulations on the win. We hope to see you back out here next Tuesday and right back up here into the broadcast booth, and maybe for another trip up into victory lane.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Have a good night.
You too. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Jacob Grube. Is Grube coming home here in the top spot, picking up the win. What a run and what a race for that 18 ride. Is Robert Blair and our boy, Mr. Robert McDonald, coming in, showing the love over there on the YouTube stream, says that was work. Laugh out loud. That was work, brother. Which save are you talking to? Talking about Dimitri, laugh out loud. Yeah, who knows which one? Who knows which one he's talking? There was a lot of saves out there, brother. There was a lot of saves out there. As Robert Blair says, I gotta stop speeding on pit road. Yeah, I was going to say, we saw that 31 ride get stopped down there for a little while himself. So Robert McDonald and Robert Blair, the Robs need to get settled down when it comes to pit road here, okay, boys? Stop speeding down pit side, brothers, okay? The Roms are running into issues down there, and you guys are just robbing yourselves out of, some pretty solid finishes here throughout these races. So get it together, boys. Get it together. I'm just kidding. Both you guys look good out there on the speedway. Both cars look very, very fresh out there on the racetrack, and both having pretty good, solid runs here, not running into too many issues out there on the racetrack. But we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 29 ride of Sean Jensen. Jensick. Is Jensick waiting patiently down pit side? We'll pull him up here into the broadcast booth himself. Alrighty, let me see if we can find Sean Jensick here in the chat. I don't see Sean in the chat, so it may be a little bit tougher for me to pull him in there because I don't see him in there. Do we see our third place finisher, Chris Gilbert, in the Discord? I do not see Chris in here as well. I don't know which one is which. Let me see if we can pull in Gregory Turner, our man with the plan, the master man here. Gregory Turner, he's the guy who puts everything on. Let's see if we can pull him up here and see if any of these other drivers are jumping into the booth. Hey, Gregory, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
What's up, man?
Not much, brother. Hey, listen, I don't know if Chris or Sean are in the Discord there. I don't recognize any of those names in the Discord above us, so figured I'd pull you in here. You can let us know if that's one of them, or if not, give yourself a little interview here for all of our sponsors.
Yeah, they just were in there. I don't know where they went. They probably did not realize that they were supposed to be in the broadcast booth. Yeah, I don't know what to say really, man. I hate that they left. I would love to get them the opportunity to speak or to talk about, their race tonight. I'm terrible at road courses, so I just pulled it into the pits and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna watch everybody else race and try to learn something from them. And man, everybody was talking about how long tonight's race was. We had guys popping in Discord talking about my arms hurt, my legs hurt. So yeah, we're gonna have to look at that going forward. I love the fact that we implement these road courses into our season, though. We have one in the regular season and one in the playoffs. I'm really looking forward to that. And I don't know, man. This has just been a fantastic year so far. 5 races in for HCK this season, and man, I don't know if we could ask for any better racing, honestly.
Absolutely, man. It's been absolutely amazing racing. A lot of, good respect out there. A little bit of beating and banging here and there, but that happens when the level of competition is at such a high level, man. And the intensity of each and every one of these drivers, especially later in these races, things are going to happen out there. A couple bumps and bruises along the way, but so far, it's been absolutely fantastic seeing all these trucks back out there on the racetrack, everyone battling, week after week, and having some, amazing car counts here. A lot of drivers showing up, a lot of drivers having fun. I'm surprised we even saw 20 drivers here tonight load into the sim. We know there was a lot of starting parks out there through a few of the drivers, but man, it was still awesome to see them show up and at least start this race and have a little bit of fun with us here on the afternoon.
Yeah, man. I hate to be the one to brag on our own league, but I just think that's a true testament to, how much fun and how exciting this league is to race in. And, as admin and as a league owner, we're just trying to put the best product on the track as we can. And so far in the first 5 races, we've had 4 different winners. So I think that's just a true testament to how competitive the league actually is, and how exciting it is, and just how much people look forward to getting out here and racing around each other.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Greg, is there anything you'd like to say here to all of our sponsors at the Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series powered by HCK Beagle?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, we can't thank Michael's Warrior Project enough for what they do, and all the beneficial things that they provide veterans through their different events that they put on and host and things like that. We're so proud to work with them and to give them the credit that they deserve. Especially, and I didn't even think about it until just now, especially with tomorrow being such an important day in U.S. history and the things that it set off going overseas and everything. So we truly appreciate everything that our veterans do for us and everything that the Michael's Warrior Project is doing for those veterans. And as always, we have other sponsors that come in and support the league. Ridge Powersports, KR Gutters, We even got Frank Ranger to come over and donate a trophy for the points champion this year. So, we're excited about that. All of our merchandise that goes through Track Dogs, we love that. I've got all kinds of T-shirts that I've ordered from them. So, we really appreciate what they do for us, handling the merchandise sales. And, we always have so many other people that play such an important role, or, sponsors that play an important role in our league and help us truly put on a good product. So we're just truly supportive of all of them, and we thank them for all they do. And I mean, literally, as the race went on tonight, I got a message from another sponsor that's wanting to come on board. So we're really looking forward to trying to close out a deal with them and, make the league even better.
Absolutely, brother. We're hoping to see that, hoping to continue to see this series grow more and more and more. And I'm proud to be right on board with you guys and riding the wave and, seeing how much you guys continue to build and, grow and get your brand out there more and more and more, man. It's absolutely amazing to see, and it's amazing to be a part of.
Yeah, man. And like I said, we truly appreciate you too. I mean, there's been no point in time where I've ever not been able to come to you and ask you a question or, say, hey, some of our guys are looking forward to this. So we truly appreciate what you do for us as well. And, we always hope that we can return the favor and help you get your name out there as much as possible.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Greg, I'm not going to keep you up here for much longer. I'm sure you guys are all tunkered out. I see everyone's already pretty much left the Discord now. So I think tonight's race kind of wore everyone out, and maybe a early night to bed here for all these drivers.
Hey, man, no doubt they going to sleep good tonight. I know I am as soon as I get there.
All right, brother. Well, great run, great race here again tonight for the league, and we can't wait to see you guys back in action next Tuesday.
All right, man. Appreciate you, and we're looking forward to next week. We will be back at Auto Club Speedway.
It's going to be a great race there at Auto Club. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Gregory Turner. He's the man with the plan, the master man. He's the guy who puts everything on here between the racetrack to the grandstands here for all these drivers and fans, for everyone alike to come out here and show the love and to be able to enjoy the HCK Beagles and the Michaels Warrior Project Truck Series here this evening. As yeah, great race, great run here all evening long. These guys put on a show. It was a ton of fun. Unfortunately, that's going to do it for us here this evening as well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and showing the love here all evening long. Unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here tonight. But huge shout out to everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers. Welcome to the Peacemaker family here this evening, and we will be back in action tomorrow night at around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be back live with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. The NASCAR Cup cars will head to, I do believe, Atlanta Motor Speedway for their first playoff race of the season. So playoff race number 1 tomorrow night for the SSR League is about to get underway. That's going to be a ton of fun. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. Hopefully I'll see you guys in there enjoying the racing action here tomorrow night on Peacemaker Gaming. Unfortunately, that will do it for us here this evening. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Trucks flying through the night, NASCAR dreams within our sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight, Peacemakers gaming light so bright. Revving it up, feel the pace, speed hounds in the race. Feel the thrill, feel the chase, victory is our holy place. Throttle down, no time to waste, in this high-octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Under the lights, the engines scream. This is more than just a dream. Through the asphalt like a beam, race sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight. Peacemakers gaming life so bright. Rev it up, feel the pace. Speed hound in grace. Feel the thrill, feel the chase. Victory is our holy place. Thrill the place. Thrill the place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. Feel the thrill, feel the chase. Victory is our holy place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. In this high octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Under lights the engine scream. This is more than just a dream. Through the asphalt like a beam. Racers' hearts with fervor gleam. In this game we find our might. Push the pedal like the night. With each lap our spirits flight. Racing on with all our might. All our might. Thrill the place. Thrill the place. Thrill the place. Push the pedal like the night. With each lap our spirits flight. Racing on with all our might.